Healing arts and technologies like breathwork and eye-gazing come from ancient practices, yet they're avant-garde in our world where numbness, disconnection, materialism, programming, groupthink, and the avoidance of our trauma and grief are the norm. Artistic experiences like these can help us connect with our true essence, where we remember who we are. It also brings us back together in deep, holistic connection through participatory experiences to share a powerful, ineffable experience of our humanity. The grief transmutes through convulsive beauty. When grief is unfelt, it doesn't vanish. It freezes into our bodies, our families, our lineages, into the culture, and even the land. After the First World War and the Spanish flu, the grief was too vast to face head-on. Society pushed forward into modernity and manufacturing. Factories running, cities growing, the noise of industry getting louder, but under the surface, there was a silence, an exile from the truth of what had been lost. It was into that silence that the surrealists gave expression. That's why André Breton created the concept of convulsive beauty, beauty so raw, so alive, it shakes you awake. That's not the tidy beauty of a staged Instagram photo, but the beauty that bursts out when the heart refuses to stay frozen. The surrealists painted and wrote in images that defied logic. Melting clocks, impossible landscapes, dreams that bled into waking life. But this wasn't just strangeness for its own sake. They were giving expression to something the culture couldn't feel. It was the language of exiled grief frozen in the subconscious. Grief from war, from a pandemic, from persecution and displacement. By the 1930s, many of these artists were in literal exile themselves, fleeing the Nazi regime as their own lives unraveled. Their personal displacement represented through art the displacement of an entire generation. They were showing us a truth that was too big for most people to feel yet. Because when grief is finally allowed to move, it doesn't usually emerge as calm or clarity at first. Sometimes it comes as a convulsion, a shock of truth, an image that makes no sense but feels like a mirror, a strange, perhaps uncomfortable beauty you don't understand yet. And in that moment, the frozen grief begins to thaw, the tears begin to flow, making space for something new to take root. This is the alchemy of exiled grief, feeling it, letting it move, and discovering in its wake the strange, fierce beauty that only comes when nothing is left to hide.